Hey, all, and we are back with our second speaker. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Ryan. How are you doing?
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. Yeah,
Hi,
yeah,
Ryan.
good. Yeah, I'm very excited to be here.
Ryan, can you introduce yourself? Who you are? Where are you from?
Okay, my name is Ryan. I'm from Taiwan. Okay, so actually, I also have my introduction in my video, but I can
Ah,
do a
okay.
shorter version here. Okay, I'm a kind of freelancer, application developer, and also college lecturer, and also enterprise trainer, and also elementary school teacher. So that's all me. Okay, so
Okay.
I think basically I am teaching the technology about the Azure AI and the machine learning and also some application developer. So very happy to can be shared here.
So you teach an elementary school AI or?
Uh, actually, I only teach them two technology. One is about the how to write some codes on the microbit,
Ah,
and another one I teach them using the iOS playground and to writing Swift.
okay, sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So your session today is going to be about form recognizer and vaccination cards for our
Yes, right.
most fun disease we ever had. So I think,
Yeah, I think very interesting. It's kind of an implementation and also using my in my country the data. So I think it's combine the
yeah,
technology and also give it a try.
okay, cool. We're looking forward to the session. Then
Yeah.
it's a pre-recording, so we're going to start it right now.
Okay, so you can play my video full screen. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Ryan from Taiwan. Today I would like to show you how to using the Azure Form Recognizer on the Taiwan COVID-19 vaccine card image recognition. Let's to see how it works. At the beginning, I would like to introduce myself. Okay, my name is Ryan, also the Microsoft MVP this year, and I hosted some AI project in Taiwan, include to helping National Policy Museum to do the AI cross designer, and also doing some chatbot developer and the voice assistant developer. And another thing is about in the campus training. I also do a lot of training in universities and also some career training institute. Okay, let's go back to the phone recognizer. In Azure AI service, sometimes you just using your developer coding and to connect the resource you create on the Azure. But recently, Microsoft created a lot of interface like this one, Phone Recognize Studio. So it helps you to more easy and in a convenient way to access those resources. So that's why we are like to using this kind of resource to help us to do the AI models quicker and more understandable. And even some of your partners they are not developers, so they can also using and engage this kind of interface or like this one, Phone Recognize Studio. So the website URL for this site is called Phone Recognizer Applied AI Azure.com and Studio. Okay, so when you go in this website, you will find there are already some pre-built functions layer. So you can try to use this one. You can put your image inside and to see how it works. So in the website, you will find that there are document analysis. So you don't need to do any kind of code, and then you put your image layer and to using a read function, or trying to um, custom some layout layer, and also you can, if you don't know what to choose, so you can using the general documents. And if your document already fit this kind of preview models, you can using it directly. For example, like invoice, receipts, business cards, and some ID or some high frequency using form like W2 or insurance cards or vaccination cards. But most preview model is fit for the in the States. So today we are talking about when you want to use Azure Form Recognizer in other countries, but in your country maybe the insurance card and the Vexta is totally different with United States. So how can we do this using Form Recognizer? So they are the third part, custom models. That's one is our target. So we are trying to using the Form Recognizer custom model to try to fit our spatial need or in different countries, different kind of format to see is it good for us to use it. Since I'm going to use the Azure Form Recognizer on the Taiwan COVID-19 vaccine card, so at first I would like to introduce you our the vaccine in our countries look like this one. So there's a little nickname for in Taiwan. We call it the small yellow car, since its color is yellow and the small one to bring it. Okay, so in this car you can see there already is there are English and Chinese layer, and the upper side the upper part is for the personal information, and the below part is for your vaccine record. But there is a very special thing you can see this one. The second row is for the appointment date for the second dose. I think it's a very special case because when we make this small yellow card at first, we don't know people will get a third dose, even fourth dose, and even five dose. So we think maybe at the beginning we think people will only take two, so we don't need to use. We can use this one for the even for the appointment date, and you can occupy one row layer. But at first, and nowadays we know it's wrong. Yeah, maybe you will get the third one or even the fourth one. So let's talk about our development goal. I think it's very simple from the physical to digital. So we would like to see if we put the Vex card layer and using the camera, and the layer count out is how many records you may have already those how many Vex record layer. For example, like this image. So the result will be coming to the 3. Okay, so that's a simple output we want to get. And even if we want to check a little more detail, it's about how about these 3 records? It's for what kind of vaccine and when you take this vaccination. So even we know, or if we want to fit our development goal, we may need a custom model, but we can give it a try to using the read function. Okay, so at the first one, I took the Vex card to using the Form Recognizer Studio, the first function, the read, and I realized now I found it's already good for every Chinese character, English letters, and even some are in the handwritten and some is in the stamp. They are all very good to get those information in the text format. So let's go in a little bit detail about all the stamp. So for example, you can see the AZ there. Even it's a stamp and it's a little not very clear, but I think it's already okay for the Azure to recognize. So as you can see, the result is very good. But for this one, also stamp, I think it's very clear, but I don't know why the Azure only got the older now, but without he ignored the M, big M. I don't know why. And also, let's see this table here, and you can see even although it's a mix the Chinese and English, it is still recognized very well to see Chinese and English layer also like kind of like translation, but it got all message in the result. I think it's already very good output. But the question is, when you're using the read function or layout function, you will see actually he's putting every piece of the piece of the information is separate, all different in separate part. I think it's not fit our project requirement. We would like to see uh, he can ignore the second row and got all information and into a table or into some kind of array of something together. So let's move on to the custom model. So when you in the Form Recognizer Studio here, and you will see at first there are a document analyze function there. And when you scroll down, and you will see the preview model here. So if you are in the States, I think it's very convenient to using these preview models. Currently, we are in different countries, so we are trying to using the custom models here. Okay, so you can go into the custom model. Okay. When you go inside to the custom models, there are two kind of. One is the template models, and another is the neural models. But you can see here, the neural models currently only can using on the English languages document. So in our case, the small yellow car is combined Chinese and English. So later we will using the template models here. Okay. So as you can see, I have already get a project here. So if you want to do this part, you can start from the create project here. So when you're going into create project, he will ask you to give him a project name and create this project. And here you will need to choose your subscription and also the resource group, or you can create a new one currently now. And also you can create a new resource in this interface. Okay, so you name the resource and choosing the location, and also you will get one free tier can use. But if you want to create the second one, you will need to go to the paid pricing tier, and you can also choosing the API version. Okay, in this interface. Since you are going to upload some images to let the Azure Form Recognizer to do the recognize, so you will need to create the storage. Okay, so here he will asking you for the storage account name and where you want to put the location and also the pricing tier. So basically, I'm choosing all the default value here to letting help me to create a storage account. At this part, I would like to share when you finish to create this project and you want to upload your image via the Phone Recognizer Studio, and you may like me, you are facing this problem. It says it failed to access Blob container. Since the Azure Phone Recognizer Studio is kind of the interface, but like another website, and the storage account in your Azure like a different domain. So you will facing this problem here. But how do we solve this? You can going back to your portal.azure.com and then to find all the resources, and you will see the storage account you just created. And in layer and the left side, you will see the setting, and the layer will be a COI setting layer and put your phone recognize URL layer, and you will get rid of this quick problem. And I would also like to share, if you do this follow the official documentation, there is an article and he showing the website layer, but it's in the at the sentence of the end. So there is a dot after the URL. If you also copy this dot into this field, you will fail. You will say it's not good. You cannot still suffer the COI's problem. So remember, putting your email here if you are copy from the official document without the end of the dot, without it. And after that, you can upload some your training image, since you are going to do the custom model. So you need to train models from your training images. When you upload your images, you can choose what kind of data and the field you want to create. For example, currently for my development goal, so I would like to recognize the table for the all next record. So I choosing the table and give the table a name and choosing the table type is dynamic. At first I tried the fixed, but it failed. It's not pretty good. So I change to the dynamic to try. Since I think the case in the Taiwan-based car, there is a special second row. So the dynamic will be better for our case. So I choosing this one. So after you upload the image and you need to teach your models, how is that? So you can choosing the first record and the first column here, and putting to mapping to this field. And also you can custom the field name. For example, I custom it to a vaccine name and a vaccine date, and to mapping here. Okay, so it's from the physical to digital to let your model to know, oh, this part is the first record, so it's the from zero. So the from zero here is the vaccine name, and here will be the vaccine date. To do the mapping here and choosing this part, and to map it to you can click here, and you will kind of the connection from here to this one. Okay, so do the same step to all the images, and the list you need to upload five one. But if you're if okay, I think you can upload more images. The model will be better. Okay, so after you have already uploaded at least 5 image layer, and you can train this model. After the training, you can go to the test, and from test, you can test from the URL or from your local files. For example, I choose file, and I choose one small yellow car here, and upload to the file. Okay. So click the analyze here. Okay, so as you can see, it's not good. Yeah, his single layer is 4 records here, so you can check the tables here. Okay, some even is empty, but he still single layer is a record layer. I think, for example, our small yellow car is very special. So there is a special second row, and also in the data field, you will see there are some kind of this slash. It may be let our model confused. So single layer is some data layer. So that's the difficult part. But I think if you can upload more training image, the result will be better. For currently, I would like to do kind of the proof of concept here. So let's move on. Even we are not in the phone recognizer studio, we can still connect to our code. So if you want to connect to your code, you need to know the phone recognizer API. This API is phone recognizer, document models, and also the model ID. You can check the model ID in the studio here, models and the model ID. Here, you will see your model ID here and analyze API version here in your API link. So here I would like to show you my website. You can using the image on the internet or choosing files. Also, for example, I choosing the image URL here and to do the analyze here. So at first you will see the image here, and later you will sending to the Azure and got the result here. So for example, this one is good. So this one you can see there's 3 records, and he ignored the second row and got these 3 records, and also the vaccine here and the vaccine date. And also for this one, it's good. So you can see these 2 records is successful recognized here, and also the date. But the data format might be a little fuzzy here because at first the table you can see they are already printing slash here, and but if you use stamps also have another different kind of format like dot. So you will see like this weird thing here. Also some special case, if you lost your vaccine card and you got a new one, you are doing the first dose. So the clinic will stamp here, not the first one. You will stamp the less row. But in our Azure Form Recognizer still successfully recognized there is only one record here. Okay, so you will not recognize like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So also got only one record layer. Good. But not every time is good. For example, like this one. The correct answer should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be 4. But our system is counting to this one, the second row, the special second row, appointment date for the second dose. You will count to, you think it's the vaccine, but it's wrong. So not everyone is, not every time is success. All right, so all you can see, we are using the Azure Form Recognizer on the Taiwan website. Basically, for the stamp, for the handwritten text or printing text, I think it's pretty good. Even it combines the Chinese character and the English, still got very good performance. But when you want to fit your spatial requirement, for example, like us, we want to know how many recs layer. In this case, you will need to using the custom model. But even you using the custom model, sometimes you will still fail. I think you can put more training image, especially when your case is very spatial. So you can still using the phone recognizer to get the best benefit, and using the custom model and give it a more training image. I think you will get a better result. Okay, that's my sharing. Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. Quite an interesting session. I think Form Recognizer is indeed quite a powerful tool that Microsoft added into his tool set that can be used by many different kinds of developers, right? Any other projects you've done with Form Recognizer?
Also, I think it's very good for the receipt and for the invoice. So actually the invoice and the receipt in every country is also different. So I think you can using the custom model in the Phone Recognize Studio.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay. I don't think we have any questions at the moment from the audience, but that's okay. We thank you for your time. We wish you a pleasant evening, if I'm correct now. Yeah.
Sorry?
I wish you a pleasant evening because it's late afternoon for you, right?
Yeah, it's a lunchtime here.
Oh, it's lunchtime.
Okay.
Then enjoy your lunch.
Yes.
Okay,
All right,
thank you very
Ryan,
much.
thank you very much, and I'm sure we'll see you another time again.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And that brings us to the end of session 2, and we'll be back in a couple of seconds for session number 3.